January 25, live from Refuge HQ in the media department. Let me fix my backdrop a little bit. There, it looks a little bit more professional now. Good morning. How is everybody? We're great, Bear. Awesome. Good to see you. Let's caffeinate. Okay, Bear. Sweet. It is Wednesday. We all gonna die Wednesday. You guys know how it goes. Good morning, Dana. Good morning, Buckets and Bibles. Thanks for the 5x5. North Wisconsin Homestead. Jupiter Mojo. What's up, Jupe? Kyle M. Sloan, brother. You guys know the drill. It's coffee time with Bear, which is like a little bit of intel brief, a little bit of faith, a little bit of preparedness, a little bit of life in a very unstructured format. Because technically, I'm on sabbatical, and the root word of sabbatical is Sabbath, which means to rest. And I'm terrible at this. So today, resting, I'm here at the office, got here at, I don't know, 7:20-ish this morning. We're gonna do some coffee time with Bear. And then the media department has me slated for some filming for Refuge. And then I gotta get home because we gotta donate a Hebrew starter pack to a brother and sister that are starting their flock. So we gotta go corral sheep. And then when I get done with that, my wife has some stuff that we're gonna do around the house. And then I gotta be a podcast guest today at 1300. And then I don't remember what's happening after that. So sabbatical, you know how it is, right? I rest so well. Exactly. Listen, have you do all the YouTube things, by the way. Subscribe, share, ring the little bell icon, blah, blah, blah. Did you guys see Demo Ranch is quitting? Demo Ranch is Matt Carricker is his name, who is a good dude. Met that guy at SHOT Show. We did some work with him at Refuge for the demo fac and blah, blah, blah. That guy is a good guy, and he is quitting YouTube because he realized, he and his wife, Mare, realized that at some point here pretty quick, their kids are going to be grown. They're going to be out of the house. And when he looks back on the time that he spent as his kids were growing, he's not going to think to himself, I wish I had spent more time making YouTube videos. And so he's hanging it up. And so kudos to Matt at Demolition Ranch. When my son was little, we used to watch Matt Demo Ranch videos like, how many Lego guys can you fit in a shotgun shell and like all that stuff. And so we had a lot of bonding over Demo Ranch. And knowing Matt, we're not friends, we don't hang out, we don't text each other, but I've had the honor to meet him on several occasions and do some work with him. He's a good guy, and I appreciate everything that he's done. So cheers to you, Matt. Way to do it. Good for you. What else? China's DeepSeek AI. DeepSeek AI. If any of y'all, any one of you within the sound of my voice, I've already told everybody in this building, but they can hear it again. Anybody within the sound of my voice has downloaded China's DeepSeek AI. Stop it. You're tarded. Get rid of that. Okay? There's no free lunch. It's not free. The business model here is that DeepSeek AI captures 100% of your digital exhaust. 100% of your digital exhaust. And compromises your device. It is like, you know how we've bandied back and forth like TikTok is spyware. Well, Meta collects more than TikTok does. No, check this out. It gets DeepSeek AI. You have one of these existential crisis rectangles, right? It gets all your contacts, all your keystrokes, all your passwords, your MAC address, your SSID. It maps your Wi-Fi router, whatever, any Wi-Fi you connect to. It maps all of that, all of your pics, whether they're public or private or, whatever, harmless or intimate or whatever, all of that. Your banking information, your PayPal, your Venmo, your Signal, your Telegram, all of it. It gets all of it. And then, in true Chinese fashion, sits there and just waits for the appropriate time to exploit you. Your crypto wallets, your Fidelity account, all of your investments, all of it. It gets all of it. There is no free, okay? So it's brand new and it's free. Oh, they developed a multi-billion-dollar product and give it away for free. That's called a Trojan horse, boys and girls. Okay, so stay away. Stay away. It's bad enough to give your data to no such agency, the federal government, AT&T, and all of that. It's bad enough to give it to Zuckerberg. You know, I've said recently on a live stream, my wife started taking these liver pills. I don't even know what they do. They're liver pills. I don't know if they're for your liver or made out of liver. I don't know. They're just liver pills. And she's telling me about this. Oh, I got these liver pills. And I'm like, great. No, my feet pics. I know, Adam, right? Put some socks on, you whore. So, shut up, Yoshi. So, my wife, liver pill. Okay? I've never Googled liver pill, none of this. I go to get on Instagram the following day, and every other ad, liver pills. Do you need liver pills? Do you need pills for your liver? Do you want pills made out of liver or pills for your liver? Have you ever thought about liver? You should eat liver. It's high in iron. And I'm like, son of a mother, right? This is way worse than that. Way worse. Your device is compromised. If you've downloaded China's DeepSeek AI, you need to delete it. You need to get rid of that device. Start anew. Smash that one, set it on fire, bury it under 3 feet of dirt. It's done. All right? So do not, boys and gerbils, do not participate with the Chinese communist takeover of the world. Please and thank you. Also, don't participate with the deep state communist takeover of the world. Just don't participate. Don't play. All right? There be a Torah for that, Donnie O'Keefe. Verily, thou shalt keep thine little piggly wigglies covered. Amen. Yeah. Revelations 1:5. So, stay away from the China DeepSeek AI. Everybody tracking? We got this. Pretty basic stuff. All right? I know, what's up, Lamppost? I know, generally speaking, this audience is not just uber eager to run towards the newest technological experiment. I get it. But for those that were maybe even considering it, audio seems slightly low. Lucid Farms, turn your volume up. We're doing the best we can with what we got where we're at, okay? Besides, I'm on sabbatical. I'm resting right now, clearly. What else? Yesterday, 2 days ago, we have 475 Red Bear Facts in stock. Yesterday, we had 50 in a 24-hour period. I can see 3 currently. So if you want one of these, you know the drill. Refuge Medical, refusretical.corn. You can go get one of these guys at the flagship. But we literally can't keep these in stock. Supply chain be ridiculous. One of the things that most people are completely unaware of, you know how we talk about like you ever read that book by Jim Marrs, M-A-R-R-S, investigative journalist, wrote many books, Above Top Secret and Crossfire, and one of them was Rule by Secrecy. Phenomenal book by Jim Marrs, Rule by Secrecy. And in Rule by Secrecy, he talks about there are about six people, entities that control about 98% of the global media. Interestingly, that's something that Elon has been touching on. Is Elon the Antichrist? I think maybe the false prophet. I don't know. I don't know. We shall know them by their fruits. Right now, I'm a fruit inspector. Okay. With Elon and with most people, I'm a fruit inspector. But Elon has been talking about next. There's only like 6 or 8 people that control 98% of the media globally. It says the guy who's worth $400 billion, the world's richest man, who controls X and stood up the Department of Government Efficiency and might buy Twitter. And this guy's like, there's only 6 to 8 people that control the global media. And so the consolidation of that, those communications channels allow the creation of a narrative. Right? Because they all collude with one another. Reuters and AP are in bed with the mainstream media. If you look at the source of most air quote news, most air quote reporting, it's Reuters, AP, Al Jazeera now. Al Jazeera, which is a known declared terrorist organization. No, they're the news, right? It's a problem. It's a problem. So 2 thoughts here. As my ADD, the flywheel in my brain just starts to come out of balance and rattle a little bit. Look at that, a mechanical example for those of y'all that understand like even what a flywheel is. Two things. Number one, Trump has, or the Trump White House has recently declared that for their press briefings, they are going to allow press passes to alternate media personnel. The very popular YouTubers, popular podcasters. I mean, think about Joe Rogan. Rogan being in the press briefings for the president. InfoWars and Alex Jones at the White House. We're coming to you live from the White House right now. I don't see any gay frogs, but there's Illuminati back there. That guy, he's a reptilian. He blinks sideways. I watched him do it, folks. We're dead. Everybody's dead. We're going to die. Okay? I mean, it could get super interesting. Bear should get a press pass. The problem with that is Washington, D.C. is a place where I don't really like going. And the reason I don't really like going there is it's filled with swamp creatures, probably literal reptiles and aliens. And the things that Bear carries on his person on the regular are frowned upon in the freaking White House. Okay? I don't know. I'll probably get, I'll tell you what, we got some buddies on the Secret Service. Maybe I can get like cross commission with the Secret Service. And then just now I can just walk around the White House with a pistol because I'm one of the good guys. But I digress. It could be super interesting. There's a bear in here. He's got 2 peanut butter bars on his belt right there. He's carrying a Glock, folks. Pay attention. Boom. Do you even reload? Bear, why do you carry 2 19-round reloads? Because this mag holder only holds 2. If it held 9, I'd carry 9 of them. You never know what's going to happen. That's why I am a fan. Every one of us should have a 7.62 by 51 millimeter belt fed as our EDC. Because things are weird, man. Things are weird. You know, Hamas, Hezbollah, the Houthis, Houthi and the Blowfish, somebody, anybody could walk in here, some you know, S-vested out jihadi dude just walks in here and tries to Allahu Akbar and, you know, clack himself off. And you got to be able to cut that dude in half before he can push the little button. Actually, you don't cut him in half. It's a terminal T-shot, like right in here, in this box right here. But I digress upon my digression. Alternate media in the press corps. That's super interesting. Going back, and where do those alternate media personnel report, generally speaking? Mostly X. Good morning, Katie Lynn. Mostly X, to a lesser extent, YouTube, Instagram, but mostly X, which is controlled by who? Elon. How interesting. Now, the other thing that I find interesting about the consolidation, remember we were talking about that? Consolidation and supply chain. One of the things that you boys and girls do not really experience, that you're not aware of, is that on the medical device side, okay, like tourniquets, pressure bandages, supraglottic airways, high five if you know what a supraglottic airway is. Ka-cha. This is like 4 of you in the chat that know what that is right now. The rest of you are like, a super what, who, what, lot, what, who? All that stuff, right? Intravenous start sets, fluids, the stuff, right? Laura gets a high five. Whatcha? Awesome. Okay? The manufacturing of the stuff. There's been a concentrated effort. iGel, look at that, Nicholas Black. A high five from Nicholas. Boom. Like it. Be careful, you going up in an aircraft. Okay? I'm watching you. Anyway. Because that change in altitude, it's a thing. Air expands, contracts. Different conversation. So, on the manufacturing side of medical devices, since 2019, there's been and I'm giving this to you as intel, all right? Because I'm an industry insider. Because I buy and sell all kinds of crap for all kinds of people, from literally grandmas to literally soft units. We're providing stuff for people and law enforcement, you know, your street cops to sheriffs to SWAT teams to fire and EMS. And so we're providing stuff. Shalom. You want to tell anybody anything about Grindstone?
Oh my gosh, Grindstone is amazing.
You want to come talk to the people real quick?
I can talk to the people.
Pull up a chair. Pull that chair around. Pull that chair around. We'll come back to medical devices in a minute. These poor people that have to do life with me and are subjected to my ADD. It's like, hi, I don't know what you were planning to do with your day, but now you're live on television.
Hi, everybody.
This is Cindy. This is my sister, Cindy. If you've deployed with Grindstone since Ida Bell, you know Cindy, or hopefully you've gotten to know Cindy. And so,
If not, that means you didn't sign in, and we need to talk on the next appointment.
oh shit, you're in trouble. Cindy's gonna whip your ass. So since Hurricane Helene, you became like our person. What is your official
Yeah.
title?
Let's see, Administrative Support Specialist.
Nice ass.
Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. Everything becomes an acronym for me. We're not gonna call you ass. That doesn't
Okay,
work.
thank you.
Okay. So you've been administratively supporting Grindstone now since Hurricane Helene.
Yes.
What's that like for you?
Oh man. All the wonderful things in life all wrapped together.
Really?
Oh yeah, it is. I have a really vast background of all kinds of weird stuff that's just all kind of been thrown into a pot and shaken up. And every bit of it is getting used.
That's cool.
And I never thought any of it would fit together. But it's all fitting together, and it's all, it's just, I'm just able to be me and do what I do, and
That's
it
awesome.
fits. So, or I
That's
hope it fits anyway.
I think you're doing great.
Thank you.
As the president of Grindstone Ministries, I think, you know what president means? I don't do shit anymore.
Yeah.
I let Kyle yell at me. And then he's like, hey, I think we should go here and do this thing. I'm like, that sounds great. You should do that.
Yep.
Yeah. And then he's like, are you coming? I was like, yeah, I'll probably be there.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, sure. You're sabbaticaling though. So.
Very hard.
Yeah.
I am sabbaticing very hard right now.
Oh yeah.
So you're the lady in Idabel that I made cry. So if
Yes.
anybody's ever heard that story
That would be me.
of me yelling in full-blown bear mode and making a very nice lady cry, that was Cindy.
Mm-hmm.
And
I've learned a lot about chainsaws and chainsaw chains since then.
Mea culpa. I did that. I'm sorry. But yeah, and that was, Idabel was what, 2 years ago?
Yeah, about 2.5 years ago.
Long. It feels like yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm glad to have you here. Thank you.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, you know all the chainsaw things now.
I do.
I'm sorry I yelled at you.
That's okay.
I'm gonna really try to
Hey.
never do it again.
It was healing. I needed it. You needed it.
Yeah. Praise Yah.
Hey,
Yeah.
y'all does all kinds of wonderful things with really weird stuff.
Yeah, and really weird people, including
Yeah.
us.
Oh yeah.
And y'all, because so many of y'all support Grindstone Ministries and deploy with Grindstone Ministries, and you know, we now have a national, Grindstone has a national training center where we have
Yep.
classes coming up.
It is not a church.
It is not a church. It was a church.
It
It
was
is
a
a
church.
national training center.
Yes. We have a
Um,
lot of stuff coming up here pretty soon. A lot of it is just for select people.
mhm.
So for everybody that has emailed me saying, I really want in this class, be patient. We're going through a selection process because it's really limited how many we can take for the first couple of classes, but it's not going to be the only time we do the classes. So just be patient. We'll get to you, and we will get you all of the training that is needed, because we want you on board. We want you trained. We want you doing it safely. And we want you to be able to go out into the community where you live, not just on deployments with Grindstone, but we want you to be able to go out in your community and take care of the shit that needs to be taken care of, because all the communities need it. Everybody needs the kind of help that Grindstone.
There's Sergeant Major. What's up, Jay?
Hey. But every community needs the stuff that Grindstone does on a daily basis.
Yep.
We don't need to wait for a tornado to hit and everybody to be going, oh my God, what am I doing? Just go out and help your neighbors.
Exactly.
I mean, that's what Project Endure is all about.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Project Endure is all about just going out, reaching out to your neighbors and taking care of what needs to be taken care of. Help the old lady down the road that's got a tree that's falling apart. Go
Yep.
cut it down.
Yep.
Call it off for her.
Yep.
You know, if you see something, do something about it. That's
Love-
what Yah is all about, is the doing. Do His word.
Love your neighbor as yourself.
Yes.
And what we're doing at the training center is we're taking kind of the CERT Community Emergency Response Team model and making it less gay and way more effective and updated for 2025
Yeah.
based upon 40, how many grindstone appointments are we up to now? 40 something? 46? Is it?
I thought it was 48.
I don't know. Is it 48?
I don't know.
It's a few
Have to
dozen.
look. It's a couple.
We've done this for a hot minute.
Yeah.
And so all the lessons learned from that put into a classroom, lecture and hands-on and practical application for everything from basics like how to use a freaking fire extinguisher to bleeding control to emergency management, critical incident management, to operating heavy equipment, to running chainsaws, to liaising with the community, to, infectious disease protocol, like all that stuff that you're going to run into. The logistics are huge.
Oh yeah.
People miss that. They don't understand that. Like, an army marches on its stomach, and what Mark calls care and feeding. Like, we have all these people here, not just the people in the storm, but we have all these people here that we're responsible for their care and feeding. It's like, why do I have a head count every morning, every evening?
Yes.
Because if somebody doesn't come back to the fob in the evening, we're gonna have to send a helicopter for them. So I have to know that somebody's missing so I can start all that. Just all that stuff. Taking that and putting that into a series of classes to exactly Cindy's point, to teach and empower you so that if you're in East Overshoe, Indiana, you can go be the light there in the model of Grindstone. So we now get this wonderful disaggregated starfish rather than spider type organization where we have these, for lack of a better word, these units all over the country where if, Cody Wrangler Star up there in PNW wants to go help somebody, he just can. But he, they, you, whoever can benefit from all the lessons learned that we've had in the last 5 or so years doing Grindstone stuff. So, but you got to go to the website, grindstoneministries.com. You got to sign up. You have to get vetted as a volunteer, and then that'll get you into the pipeline for all this stuff.
And we have the new volunteer site that they can go to. I believe we've already got a link on our website going to the new software to get signed up there. But if not, Dudley, we really need to work on that and see about getting that on there if it's not there yet.
Hi, Doug.
But I've been out of kilter for a couple of days, so I haven't gotten to talk to the team. But yeah, go in there, get all signed up. We are doing background checks now. That's for everybody's safety, and so that the people on the ground that we're going to help, they also know without a doubt that they're safe with the people that they're allowing into their homes and around all their belongings.
And some of us have a past, okay? So if you have a past and your past is going to come up on your background check, it doesn't necessarily exclude you from operating with us.
No,
but
not at all.
But it's part of the conversation, because some of the people I love and trust the most in my life absolutely have a past.
Hey, I have stupid times in my life.
Yeah. But also, if you're a pedophile with outstanding warrants, I want to know that. So, because we'll lateral you over to a different organization we also work with.
Yeah.
So, bless you, sister.
You too.
Good to see you.
You too.
You're doing good things.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yay, Cindy! Yay!
Go get my dog.
Go get your dog.
It's in the car.
All right. Consolidation of stuff, right? That's what we're talking about. Medical devices. There's been a concerted effort since 2019 for private equity firms and very, very large holding companies are buying up manufacturers and distributors of medical devices. Kind of like, and think about this, the quality of the news that you get from the mainstream media that's controlled by a handful of people, pretty low, right? There's a handful of companies right now that own the vast majority of medical device manufacturing, and that the number of those companies is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. How do you feel about CERT? Literally did a Patreon video yesterday, link is in the description for Patreon, about CERT for your mutual assistance group. All my thoughts are over there. So, medical manufacturing consolidation is ongoing, and as they're doing that, they're increasing prices and decreasing availability. supply and demand. That's intentional. And so things have been weird since 2019, but it feels supply chain wise right now, it feels a lot like it did during the build up to COVID. Now, I'm not saying we have another COVID coming, but I'm saying the flow of critical equipment has been compromised from the original COVID anyway, but the availability right now. Guys, I gotta call 4 or 5 different manufacturers just to find gauze. I gotta balance 3 different manufacturers just to get chest seals, right? Like, and that's still heading towards monopolies. That's exactly right, Texas Sheep Lady. By the way, thank you for the socks and the lovely note. I appreciate you. And thank you to the person who left me a bottle of scotch here. I think it was scotch. From the Radio Made Easy class. Thank you as well. But yes, heading towards monopolies. And that's not going to be good for anybody. We, Refuge Medical, we are in the top 3 of purchasers of cat tourniquets in North America. Okay? Law enforcement is its own category. They're number 2. The military's number 1. We're number 3. Okay? And so we move volume. Our whole business model is volume. We have very thin margins, but we move a lot of volume. Which is why I love every one of you that supports Refuge Medical, that leaves a review, that tells your friends about Refuge Medical, right? But because we move volume, we need large quantities. We are still doing battle with the Defense Logistics Agency, DLA, which is a subset of the DoD, which buys stuff for the military. Still, the DLA has contracts that were executed in 2022 and 2023 that are still being filled now in Q1 2025. Oh, Off-Road Armada, that's the biggest load of shit that there ever was. Thoughts about lawsuit against NAR cats being allegedly manufactured in China. So they're not manufactured in China. The people that brought that lawsuit worked for a competitor. And the reason I believe that lawsuit, and that lawsuit was dismissed with prejudice, which means it cannot be opened again. The reason that lawsuit was brought, I think, is because the claims that were made in that lawsuit would have required North American Rescue to expose their books in a court of law. And so getting back to the consolidation of all these different medical companies, their competitor wanted to get a look at their books and their manufacturing capacity and processes. So that's what happened there. But a judge dismissed it with prejudice almost immediately. Notice also Sam at Prep Medic that put that video up, immediately pulled the video. I talked to a bunch of people at North American Rescue that I've known for the last 5-6 years. Got, varying conversations around the same core theme of the lawsuit's bullshit. I think the argument was they'd have to produce a cat every 3 minutes. Okay, that's not that hard actually. It's really not that hard. On a busy day in here, remember, yesterday or 2 days ago, we had 475 red bear facts. 24 hours later, and we didn't work those full 24 hours, we had 50 red bear facts. I don't even know what the count is this morning. If you want one, go get one, refugemedical.com. I can pack a full bear fact that includes a cat tourniquet in it in 3 minutes. And they have machines that are spitting these pieces and parts out, right? We do it by hand. So to make the claim that they don't have the production capacity to produce that many tourniquets, what they were trying to do, and here's why. Here's the crux of the issue. That competitor has a tourniquet that they're trying to get approved by the Committee on TCCC, and they're trying to get military contracts for that tourniquet. They were trying to knock the cat off of the #1 slot on the pedestal, right? They're trying to replace cat with their product. And so they wanted the discovery both for the manufacturing and for their books to basically discover their price point and get a good look at what their competitor is doing. And those two people who were named in the lawsuit were summarily dismissed from the company that they were working at. But it's illustrative of the shenanigans that are going on right now with the consolidation of the medical device industry. And that's not good for pricing, availability, and quality. And so I'm just relaying that to y'all because literally dancing between 4 and 5 different manufacturers, American made, to get gauze. Okay. I also, if I had to spare $40,000 in my pocket right now, I'd have a gauze machine over there. I've already done all the math. You put a bale of cotton in one end, gauze comes out the other. All right. I've already done the, thank you, Gary. I've already done the research on that. It's just not in the timeline right now. Next thing is the new building, and then we'll put a gauze machine in the new building, right? And I have my own, I have 2 different TQ ideas right here in my brain that I'm not discussing to anybody. Nobody, because I don't want the industry to do what the industry does because it's full of scumbags. I don't want to invent something and have somebody else steal it and copy it. Like, I don't know, our belt kit or our SOB or the Bear Fac or the Adventure Bag or, hey, insert company here just came out with a brand new product. It's like, that's so cool. We did that 2 years ago. Gay. So when I'm ready to launch our tourniquets, we'll do that. But that's like a 5-year away thing right now. In the meanwhile, the 2 best are the cat and the soft T. Period. The end. They're just the best. So that's what happened with the NAR lawsuit right there. I was unconcerned when I saw that, but I got to go to 4 or 5 different manufacturers just to get gauze. I'm balancing 3 different vendors just to keep chest seals in stock, right? And just basic things. Tourniquets, we can get them, but if I place an order today, it'll be 6 weeks before they show up, hopefully. Okay? Getting a lot of that. Oh yeah, it's in shipping right now. It's been in shipping for 3 weeks. When am I going to get it? Okay? And so, can kit design be copyrighted? Textiles. Copywriting and trademarking textiles is very difficult because all you have to do is change the product by 10%. And that could be going from, well, this is 1,000 denier ballistic nylon. We used 500. It's now different. Okay? So textile manufacturing is incredibly difficult to defend in court. And the cost to copyright and or trademark, if I'd copyrighted and or trademarked this, right? We can now double the price for this. So we've avoided that because, and even with a copy mark or a trademark or a copyright, it's the threshold is 10%. If it's 10% different with textiles, then it doesn't matter. It's indefensible. And it costs, I've talked to Rob Hanna from Focus Group, who's a great guy, by the way, really good guy, friend in the industry. I was talking with him because back in the day, we made a behind the plate carrier kit. We just came up with this idea. Vacuum seal, this is a cool kit. Put it together and we get a call from Rob at Focus and he's like, hey, cease and desist. We already do that. I was like, oh, damn, I'm sorry. Okay, my bad. I was like, hey, pull all those kits apart, restage the guts, we'll use them for something else. And he goes, really? You're just gonna like stop? I was like, yeah, my bad. I didn't know you were doing that. I apologize. He's like, that's so cool. Usually we have to take people to court in order to get them to stop. It's like, I don't have a beef with you. If you've been doing it first, I apologize. I wasn't copying you. I didn't know you were doing it. It seemed like a good idea. You had the good idea first, and frankly, you're doing it better than we are. The behind the plate carrier kits that Focus makes, super heavy, thick. They're designed for Navy SEALs. Okay, Rob was a frogman. They're great. I was like, dude, your stuff's better than mine in this regard. The behind the plate carrier kit, that's awesome. You do you, boo. I'll tell anybody who wants one, go get it from you. And it was a kit that Naval Special Warfare was running for a while. So we just stopped. Yeah, down in 10 minutes or less, right? And he's like, that's so cool. It costs us $1 million every time we have to take someone to court to stop doing that. Okay? So it costs a lot of money to go defend your copyright or your trademark. So again, these kits would cost twice as much as they currently do if we did that. Super quick Caleb House update, and then I'm out of here because in 8 minutes I got to film for Yoshi. I was on Caleb House site yesterday talking with construction crews. They're amazing people whom I love deeply. Well house foundation for the well house has been poured. There's going to be storage tanks in the well house, so we could pump out of the well into the tanks and then pump from the tanks to each of the individual care houses. The barndo is done. Care house 1 is like inches from the finish line. A little paint, a little drywall. The septic tanks have been laid in. Septic will be completed this week. That'll be done. I'm going to be out there next week to cut a right-of-way to bring power from one place on the property to another, which will be the admin pad. The footers for the director's house have been poured, I think. I didn't put eyes on it. They're either prepped to pour or have been poured. That's a concrete thing. And then care house 1 is about to be done. Shift to the director's house. We have director, barndo, which is really security, and care house. We can now be operational there while construction continues. And here's the big ugly number. We need to raise in 2025 2.5 mil. My personal goal is to raise 4 mil this year for Caleb House, calebhouse.org, because then we'll be funded. It'll be done. Now it's just bang out these houses, sweet, onto the next one, okay? And so, are you anticipating the first residents at new Caleb House facilities? When are you anticipating? That's operational security. I can't, other than to tell you that things are ongoing. And in the meanwhile, we still have 3 different sites where we have people that we are restoring. And so the goal is to consolidate from those 3 sites to the one big site. I'm basically building an intentional community for broken people in the woods. The good news is I got some practice at that, right? And we're doing it. Sooner better. The fruit of your labor is coming, TJ. I want to be perfectly clear on this. I am less than 1% of the good works at Caleb House. There are so many nameless, faceless people that you will never meet and never see on this camera that bust their ass day in, day out on behalf of Caleb House, that because of legitimate operational security, you will never know about. And those are the rock stars. Those are the people that are pulling people out of bad situations, that are swinging the hammers, turning the screws, pouring the concrete, that are plowing through 5,000 pages of regulation on what size does a bedroom need to be, that are praying with these kiddos after this stuff has happened, that are driving them to and from court, to and from the doctor's office, to and from trauma therapists. They're providing security 24/7, 365, that are supervising in these houses to make sure that their every need and most of their wants are met, that are dealing with the psychological, mental, emotional, physical aftermath of the abuse that these kids have been through. They're the heroes. They are not. I am not. They are the heroes. What I am is I'm the focal point. I'm the talking head, but more so than that, I'm the person who has the vision and the conviction from Elohim to make this thing happen. And they have every one of them voluntarily relocated and taken a pay cut to come here and be a part of that vision on behalf of Elohim, on behalf of the Most High. They're the cool kids. I'm just the guy on YouTube. So I have zero interest in borrowing any credit from them for all of their good works, because they are who you need to be praying for with Caleb House. Their mental, physical, spiritual, emotional well-being, because it takes a toll, homie. This is not easy work. This is not easy work. And I don't mean the physicality of it, the mentality of it. It takes a toll. And there's not a single person that we do Caleb House with that they themselves or somebody they love very closely needed a Caleb House when they were a kid and they didn't have one. And so they are so bought in on this mission, as am I. It's non-negotiable. I have to do this, and it's an honor that I'm surrounded by all these awesome people that have to do this with me, and it's a life's work, and we couldn't do it without y'all. So thank you to everybody who supports Caleb House, because it is genuinely making a difference. We are genuinely rescuing people, restoring people. We have gotten laws changed in many different states that you've never heard of. We are operational in many different states. Where that is doesn't matter. I have teams in the field right now doing things that you're never going to hear about. Nobody's ever going to make movies about it. There won't be a press release. You won't see an Instagram post about it. Just getting shit done. And I love my teams everywhere, in all facets of our, what we call our enterprise: Bear Independent, Refuge Medical, Grindstone, and Caleb House. They're all amazing people, and it is an honor to lead all these amazing people. But all the amazing people at Caleb House, see, I can pick this phone up and walk around here in Refuge and show you all the amazing people here. I can't do that at Caleb House. I won't do it because it diminishes their operational capability. They're blown now. Now you know who they are. That means they can't operate in the field. Because make no mistake, the bad guys watch this channel too. And I know that. You have no idea the back end metrics here on YouTube. I know. You have no idea what we can do with a screen name. F around and find out, homie. Come see us. And with that, I love every one of y'all. I appreciate y'all. I got a film for Yosh. Father Yah, make your face to shine upon these people. Father, give them your peace, your shalom today. Bless them, meet their every need and want. Let them walk in confidence today that you've got their back, and no weapon formed against them shall prosper. Father, let us conduct ourselves in a way that'll put a smile on your face, that we might go out in the world and be the light. We love you and we praise you in Yeshua's name. Amen. Thanks for hanging with me. I'll see you when I see you. Shalom.